Now, News 13 Skywarn weather.
Well, we are going to go through an interesting weather pattern here, not only over the weekend, but into next week. So over the next 24 hours or so, a few weather disturbances skip by us here. So we'll see a few clouds from time to time, but really overall weather looks pretty good. Largely a clear and cold night for tonight, and then partly cloudy skies for tomorrow across the area here. By the time we hit Sunday, it'll get a little more interesting for us, and then a lot more interesting by next week. I'll get into details on that coming up. 29, partly cloudy, a cold night on the way in and around the Durango area, and then tomorrow, 63 degrees, partly sunny, relatively mild afternoon, and in Farmington 35 overnight, relatively cool too. And then tomorrow, highs in the high 60s with those partly cloudy skies. Temperatures at this point, 50s and 60s for us across the Northwest Plateau and into southwestern Colorado. Albuquerque right now looking at 60 degrees. Winds a little breezy. Cortez and Farmington, not quite as bad in Durango. We're just got 9 miles an hour there. Looking at what's happening, we are seeing some of those clouds starting to spill over into the Four Corners right now. And this is kind of the deal we're going to be talking about over the next couple of days, which is our fair share of clouds from time to time. So partly sunny skies out there, partly cloudy, a few more clouds coming in each afternoon. And we will see that slight chance of a shower in here for Sunday. But overall, it's going to be relatively dry here. There's not a lot of powerful storm activity headed our way. Definitely not for tomorrow when we get the better end of it. Now, a little more cloud cover coming in for Sunday. The reason why a storm system sort of dropping in from the northwest here, it will also cool our temperatures a bit as well when it slides on through here. And as that happens, obviously we'll drag some more cloud cover in, and maybe a couple of snow showers across the San Juans, and a brief rain shower is possible in our area, but I just don't see it as being a huge factor for us. Our better chance to pick up rain and snow will be by Wednesday of this next week, and we'll talk about that in 1 second. But the temperature is definitely going to continue to go up and down on the old temperature roller coaster here. So for tomorrow, look for a relatively mild day. Temperatures in the 60s across the Northwest Plateau and southwestern Colorado. They'll cool down as we hit the day on Sunday by about 7 or 8 degrees, and then they'll kind of bump back up again as we get into Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we really transition into more of a stormy setup here. And here's a look at what we're expecting here. This thing has the potential to be a very good storm for us. The storm track could well drop right down into New Mexico again. Widespread rainfall, much colder temperatures, and yes, a lot of snow for the San Juan Mountains will be possible. But what could stop all that? Well, if this thing ends up plunging down south of New Mexico over Mexico, that could be an issue for us because we can end up missing out on a lot of the moisture in our area. So we'll continue to watch the track of this thing. There's a pretty good chance, though, that it will end up being a factor for us, at least a pretty significant factor, as we head into the middle of next week. Showers really pretty much contained to the northern tier of the nation, and a few more down around southeastern portions of the nation as well. The Pacific Northwest getting wet at this point. 58 in Seattle, 37 International Falls, 56 Rapid City, 53 in Chicago, and 84 in Miami. Across the area for tonight, temperatures in the 20s and 30s, and topping out tomorrow with those highs in the 60s. There's your 7-day forecast for the Durango area, and looks pretty good through Tuesday, and then exactly what we need. A storm system coming on in here, and one that's pretty darn cold that could do a good job of bringing snow to the mountains and maybe even in town here in and around Durango. And Farmington could be looking at some scattered winter mixes.